Hello everyone, this is Suresh here. So welcome back for another Google Cloud lab session. In this lab session, we will look into the Dataproc. So through console, it will be a quick start guide. Okay. So without any delay, let me start the lab. We won't be discussing anything theoretical or any technical discussions. So we will be only executing the task provided for us and complete the lab. So without any delay, let me start the lab provision. Okay. So at any point, you can pause the video and go through the overview and also what we are going to plan, what we are going to do in this lab session. So creating a Dataproc cluster in the Google console, run a simple Apache Spark job and modify the number of workers in the cluster. So setup is, let's check whether we have completed or not. So startup, we already did. Password, everything. Okay, let's complete this step as well. Confirm Cloud Dataproc API enabled. To do this, navigation menu, API services, library, cloud Dataproc API. So this is actually by default, it is enabled. So we are good. Similarly, let's permission to service account. So navigation menu, IAM admin, IAM, you can see compute at developer.g Google service account. Okay, let me edit, add another role. Let me search it here. Storage, storage admin, click on save. So policy. So we have editor and storage admin. Now task one, navigation menu, check for Dataproc clusters, create clusters. Okay, I will directly search it over here. So inside the Dataproc, we can see the clusters and create for cluster on compute engine. Create cluster on compute engine. Create. In the configuration, both master and worker nodes set to correct machine series and machine type. Okay, let's do this. Name, change it to example cluster US East 4 4A standard master series. Okay, so without any changes, machine series manager role. Here they mentioned as a machine series manager node. Okay, here we'll select E2, E2 standard 2, and primary disk size is 30. You can see this from the left side. I'm getting all the information, and the worker nodes are 2, and the series is E2. So worker nodes 2, and the primary disk size is 30. Okay. I'm just checking. Internal IP only. Okay. Configure all instances to have only internal IP. I'm just checking where that option is. These are all labels, storage, configure all IP instances. Okay, deselect this step. Okay. Now this completes the setup. You can see zone is a multi-special instance capable of deploying all the. Okay, fine. So setup is this. So this one location is East 4. This one is the first change, and there are no changes. Next thing, and the network components and all, and configuration nodes for manager node E2 series, 30 GB of disk space with the machine type of E2. Similarly for worker nodes, two worker nodes, and internal IP is disabled. So now select create. Creating the cluster. It may take few minutes to create. The cluster shows the provisioning until the cluster is ready, then changes to running. Okay. So I'll wait until the status changes to running. Now you can see the status is running. So let's check the progress. Looking good. Now submit the task. Get into the jobs. Then select submit job. Set the fields. Set the following fields to update. Accept the default value for all the fields. Region will be okay. US East 4 and cluster. Example cluster. I will leave the job ID as is. Job type Spark. Main class. We'll copy this class and I will copy the job file over here. Argument size 1000. Click on submit. I don't know what this. I think I double clicked it. So let's wait for this. And in the meantime, you can check the logs and also our step how the job calculates phi. This pop job estimate the value of phi. You can pause the video and go through this methods, estimations, and it should appear the jobs list which shows succeeded after it's completed. Yeah, this job is successful. Now check the progress. To see the completed jobs output, job ID, line wrap on, something like this. The job is successfully calculated, rough value of 5. We can see output is completed. and to change the number of worker instance. So task 3 is completed. So let's get into the task 4. Change the number of worker instances, select the clusters. Example cluster. So let's wait for configuration. Okay. By default, the page displays on the overview of the CPU usage. So navigating to the configuration, click on edit, and you can see number of nodes to 4. Click on save. Check the progress. Please scale the data cluster. It is updating, still this updating. Let's see the worker nodes as 4. Please scale the data cluster. Okay. Let's wait for this. Let me wait for the status to get into running. Sorry, the server was not able to fulfill the request. Okay, the status is running. Let's check the progress. Okay, looking good. Now navigate to the jobs. Submit job. Similarly, use east port. Example cluster, Spark, and all this. Let's submit. Main job. Job file. And in arguments, I'll select 1000 and click on submit. Okay, so what type of data block is submitted in the lab? In this lab, we submitted Spark. Dataproc helps users process, transform, understand vast quantity of data. So this concludes our session. Thanks for joining. So I will leave it to the status to get completed. So this should be good. Thanks for joining. So let me wait for this to completed and let's line wrap. You can see the status is submitted. If you want to see the line wrap also, you can see successfully. There are no issues. Successfully completed. Okay. This concludes our session. Uh, Thanks for joining and have a great day.